What up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Film Nerds. We got another great show planned for you. We're going to be covering one of the most explosive wide receivers in this year's draft class, and that is Alabama's Jameson Williams. How you boys doing tonight?
I get to see y'all sexy faces, so I'm good. Let's go.
I'm excited because this is a receiver we've all been excited about. I know we've all had conversations. He's a guy that, came on late, but we like the speed. He came up in big games. And I know J-Wack, he's close to your heart being a former Ohio State guy. So, yeah, I'm kind of excited.
Let me toot my own horn here. On Devy Debate, Jameson Williams has been a player that I've been touting since he was at Ohio State because he held off these three highly touted freshmen in that 2020 class. And I'm like, if you look at this dude, he has the frame, he has speed, he has everything. He just doesn't have opportunity. Lo and behold, after the spring game last year, he transfers to Alabama to give them the speed that they didn't have. And then, your boy shoots from deep, and I drained this one.
Every Campus to Canton league I'm in with you, Felix, I was going in there trying to find people to trade with, and every freaking one you own them. I'm like, damn it, I ain't getting it from him.
I mean, your boy shoots from deep, dry drain sometimes. So let's go.
So real quick. So I mean, this is a thing, right? And you just talked about it. Why didn't he play a bunch at Ohio State? And why did he leave?
Oh, I mean, he's going to play over Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson, Jackson Smith, and Jigba. I mean, their wide receiver core was stacked. Now, he still got playing time. He still commanded playing time. And J-Wack, you can vouch for this. Like, when they needed a big play, when they needed a deep play, and it wasn't going to Chris Olave, it was going to Jameson Williams. He was the one who provided the speed for Ohio State. He just didn't have the opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like maybe the coaches didn't realize, what they had in him. But, I mean, like you said, they had Olave, they had Garrett Wilson, so they had other guys commanding those targets. And it's not like he didn't play. He made plays for Ohio State, but obviously the transfer portal treated him well. He had over 1,500 yards receiving this year and 15 touchdowns, so he absolutely exploded on the scene. And I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, well, he didn't produce it when he was at Ohio State, so why should we draft him in our rookie drafts?
Spreadsheet simps. That's what the spreadsheet simps are going to say.
I mean, to me, it's like a business decision, right? Olave and Wilson, they're really good. And then you got two number one wide receivers in back-to-back classes coming into Ohio State, and then you got Marvin Harrison Jr. and Jackson Smith, and you got, who's the other one? Caleb Burton. I mean, you got, guys on guys on guys. And it's you just look and you're like, I mean, do I really want to, Alvin Kamara did it. He left Bama and went another way. And
it's not like he went from Ohio State to Toledo. That dude went to Alabama. So let's give him some credit.
Huh. Yeah, one thing we haven't touched on yet is he did tear his ACL in the national championship game versus Georgia. So we may see we are going to see him slip a little bit in the draft and most likely in your rookie drafts too. So we're going to get into tape and see what we think about him as a prospect, see what the film tells us. Should you gamble on a guy that tore his ACL that late in the season, and that's probably not going to produce for you right away on your dynasty teams? We'll see, right? So let's get into the tape here. Nick, I think you're up first. We got Cincinnati. This all 22 is zoomed out. I love when the film is like this far out. This is the playoff game this year.
Yeah, they smoked them.
So we got trips up top.
Right, so this is just to me recognition by Williams because he's running this route. I mean, obviously he knows he's got to get to this area, and he sees that he's not going to win over the top. So then he gets to an area, and then I'm just going to settle down. So in football, we call that being capped. When there's a guy over the top of you and you can't beat him, it's called capped, and then you adjust your route. So this is a smart adjustment by him, and then he adjusts to a pass on the outside. So one, it's smart route running on his part, and then it's, hey, I can adjust to a kind of a poorly thrown pass. Maybe he's throwing him open, but that's a heck of a catch.
It's funny because I got one of these plays too, where he essentially makes the same catch. I think it's against man. This is against zone, but the same kind of ball thrown outside of his frame, and he goes and makes the catch. His hands aren't the best,
right?
But he does. You see him lay out for the ball.
He's a little bit of a body catcher, I noticed, and One of my Dynasty Nerds team members, Matt Cooper, kind of pointed out to me, and he's right, and I noticed in the film when watching it, is like he always catches with his hands like under the ball, it seems. It doesn't matter like where the ball's located. If you watch, he's always got his like hands under the football instead of fingers up, which is weird, but I haven't seen many drops by him. Maybe some plays that he should have made, but no drops.
The one thing I would think of that would adjust J-Wack is if you're catching like this and then you go here and then to tuck versus here and tuck. I think it's a longer transition, so it could be more prone to guys knocking it away because there's less separation in the NFL.
Yeah, on the play too. Here he's at the bottom of the screen. He's got pressed corner.
Yeah, so I just love this route because one of the big things for me is when you're at the line of scrimmage, I take it all back to the start, J-Wack. At the start, he's recognizing this corner has outside leverage on him, right? But he knows he has to run inside. So he still threatens him outside, and you can see the corner will open up and at least think he's going to go outside, and he widens him, and it gives him room to come inside. And then he's still physical at the top of that route to snap off inside. It's just a great route. He does not get the target, but everything about this route is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I can criticize him is sometimes at the top of his routes he is not physical. He can get knocked off, and so it's good to see him having some success here. But I could watch, a video of just release packages. Just release packages against press. I just want to see that 2 seconds of how you get off the line of scrimmage and to see if you have, if you're creative with your different release packages and how you get to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, he's pretty up and down, I feel like, with his releases. And this is a good corner. I mean, Cincinnati had two really good cornerbacks. Number one, is that Sauce Gardner?
I can't remember who's Bryant and who's which number is Bryant and which number is Gardner, but they're both good. They're both good cornerbacks. I mean, Kobe Bryant won the Jim Thorpe Award, even though Sauce Gardner is the one that everybody talks about.
Sauce Gardner's one.
The other thing I like about that play, J-Wack, is just at the beginning of this, he's pointing. He's pointing out and communicating to his quarterback either, hey, this is the coverage, or I see potential blitz, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But you like that a guy's thinking before the play happens. That's a next level knowledge of defenses.
Probably thinking boundary corner, pressed up, safety's down a bit. Maybe this guy's blitzing. That's probably what he's trying to alert, right?
Yep, that would be my guess.
All right, let's take it to the next one.
Yeah, I just
here.
want to double check. Yeah, it was Kobe Bryant who won the Thorpe Award this year.
Okay. So we got him up top here, outside the numbers.
So this is a positive and a negative here to me. So this is a jailbreak screen. That's what I would call this. I see him going down fairly easy after the reception when he gets anyone that touches him. And I'd like him to see. I mean, I know the guy's right on him, but man, I'd like to see a little bit more elusiveness, whatever. But there's effort after this because he realizes, hey, I'm up and I'm going to be trying. He just doesn't give up on the play. So I see it as a negative. I'd like to see a little bit more after the catch generally, but right here I see some effort at least.
And I mean, after the players finishing too. Watch him finish on this guy.
He wins after the catch, like in a different type of way. He wins with explosion if he can get that first step. But he doesn't have, like if you think of contact balance, he doesn't really have contact balance. Like if you hit him in his leg, he's probably going to go down. But you got to catch him first.
And I will say they did calm down on this play. But yeah, I mean, as far as him not maybe being physical, I don't think it's like he's a soft type thing. I think it's more of like maybe he's just not strong yet, or he doesn't have the play strength yet.
Yeah, it's a frame. I think it's a frame issue. It's a frame issue.
Because there's times like this where he's finishing runs or he's taking contact over the middle and still catching the ball, and he's not afraid to do that. So I think it's important to state that. I don't think it's like a soft issue or he's scared or anything. At least in my opinion, Nick, you may feel different about that.
He's not going to win physicality, I don't think, in the NFL. That's just not how he's going to do it. He's just going to be a little bit more of a finesse guy.
He's going to win like this.
Can he add weight? I don't know. Next play here. This is one of those we were talking about where like not every play we're going to show is a target, but
Man, he loves the over routes. He loves
that's I mean, but that's where he's going to win at. I mean, it's no
over.
press.
Right
but
here,
the one
over.
thing if you I mean, he's going to run by everybody. But if you take that back J-Wack to the very top of the route, you'll see him nod a little bit to the outside. And that opens, like I would say, a half yard to a yard. And the corner thinks maybe, and then boom.
Right
so like those little movements, those are the things that I love. Those are the little things of football that a lot of people won't notice, but it's a big part of football because that allows him to get more momentum and more space to operate.
Got him lined up here in the slot in the next play.
That's a touchdown.
I think I put this in here twice.
I actually have a lot of cuts of Jameson Williams running this same route. And I'm surprised at how often Bryce Young missed him. If he goes to the right team, they ain't going to miss him.
Dude,
You know what
Josh
I mean?
Allen, KC.
Oh, don't. Come on.
Because he's probably going to slip in the first. I still think he's going to go in the first round. I think that's a lock. But I think he's going to slip because of that injury. And those teams are sitting there in the back of the first.
I mean, you start talking Josh Allen and KC J-Wack. This isn't going to be a PG show. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man. That's just, come on.
We got trips here at the bottom.
This next play, he's number 3, you know, and for people that you follow along, I mean, you start, you number out. So number 1 receiver is the farthest outside, number 2, number 3. So he's number 3. But here you can see him. His eyes aren't on Bryce Young. His eyes are on the defender. And he's looking at the other defender in that hook curl zone, and he sees that he's sitting there waiting for him. So like I talked before, when you're capped, that means when you're running straight and there's a defender there, why would you just run into the defender? Here he recognizes the zone, and he's like, you know what? Nope, I'm just going to sit up here. Quick flips his hips, looks for Bryce Young, and gets the target. I mean, that's just smart receiving right there.
Yep. Drifts a little. Like to see him just sit it down. But
And to give a bonus to Bryce Young here, Bryce Young then hits him on the side opposite where the defender's at. So that's a good location accuracy from Bryce Young.
a little contact balance there, fellas. Breaks tackle. All right, next play. Bottom of the screen here.
So it'd be number 2.
Slot. Yeah, number 2. He's just so explosive, man.
Didn't get to see him run today. I mean, you saw the 40 times today. I'm convinced Jameson Williams might have ran a 4.1.
No shit.
Number 1. He'd be the fastest.
Bro.
Yeah.
Fucking Khalil Shakir ran a 4.35. Did anybody else see that coming?
No, I did not.
Hey, you know where he went to school, J-Wack? You know who? Boise, man.
NCAA football dynasty. Couldn't beat me.
That's so
Didn't I make you quit?
So the thing I like about this one is that he avoids. Oh, shut up! This one he avoids the linebacker, which is good footwork. But then when you watch after the reception, catches this, and you think he'd want to go outside, but he waits, reads that block, and cuts inside. And I think that's just smart after the reception to maximize. Now again, he might not be physical, but this is still aggressiveness after the reception.
Being a football player. That's good IQ. And he's got some strength. Carries that guy for 5 yards. I'm going to hit on this strength thing because
Yeah, he can convert speed to power if he has some leeway to build up speed.
all right, he's lined up top here.
Yeah. So you can just see right now from the start, this defender is inside leverage heavy. You know, so automatically from the snap here, you're thinking it's 1-on-1 because that safety is not going to get over the top to help that.
Yeah.
And he just blew right by. I mean, this is just speed. You want to talk about what the 40 times are going to be like? We know what Georgia, they got talent on defense.
You're Bryce Young, man. You're looking right at that safety, keeping him in the middle of the field as long as you can, but you know you're going to JMO up top because he's probably cloud converting that to a go.
just missed him.
Yeah.
And I like, too, that he doesn't care. He dives for these. He's like, I'm going to try.
Yep.
You know,
almost brings it in.
Sacrifices.
Like Odell.
He has a lot of, you know, I don't think you associate kind of these speed guys with effort and attempt. He's not physical, but he definitely tries to be. He's not afraid to try to be.
Yeah. I mean, on top of him just being super fluid athlete, super bursty, fast. I mean, you can tell he's just a solid football player, too, which is important with these guys, not just a track guy. Let's go on the next one here. We got Bunch up top.
So first thing I want to point out is this, okay? Before this play starts this is a busted coverage, okay? We just have to talk this through because, and you guys, and I'm kind of curious because Felix, you got the DB background. I'm thinking this is cover 6. I think you got cover 2 to the trips and you got cover 4 down here to the boundary. And I think the boundary safety jumps and plays robber and leaves that half of the field open. Or am I reading that wrong?
Well, I mean, it would make sense to have cover 2 up top because you would think when you're in trips, one of those guys is running to the flat. So that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So you can see here, I mean, again, smart. Wait till he gets behind that defender before he settles down the zone, gets himself wide open, and then
Good night, sweetheart.
just speed.
How many times do you see Jameson Williams streaking from the right hash over, going over to the left side of the field, just getting open? I mean, I got plays on those plays on my cut-ups too.
Yeah.
I mean, it reminds me of Tyreek. I mean, that's just the smart thing to do. When you got speed, you just use it. And something interesting, I listened to him in an interview, prepping for this, by the way, and he talked about Saban. He's like, what are you good at? And I'm going to use you in those situations, which is just smart coaching. And that's what he did all the time.
He's good at running across the field when he gets a free release. I mean, I don't know why you would ever give him a free release.
Run that in the NFL all the time. The Rams do that 10 times a game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Man, he just kills angles.
Yep, he does.
I know. And that's the thing. This guy still had an angle, and he's like, nope.
Yeah, that's a safety for Georgia.
You just think about how hard those like if you're in zone and you're a safety and you're trying to chase him across the field, or if you're a corner and man and you're trying to trace him through traffic across the field, I mean, it's just a really, really difficult thing to do. And I hope that he goes to an offense that uses him the exact same way.
Yep. I hope so, too, for fantasy football purposes. I'm kind of scared that he's going to be just that guy that they're going to use to take the top off the defense. It's going to be kind of like a hit or miss weekly, boom or bust type player.
That's the thing about him, though, J-Wack. I mean, he has a diverse route tree. You see him running comebacks and slants and these over routes, and you saw him. Nick gave him a jailbreak screen. I mean, he's not just somebody who's just running 9 routes. That's not his game. He's not just a 9 route runner.
And that's why I like it.
And that's what this play is right here. Yeah, I mean, this play right here. We'll see this one. I mean, he reads this coverage. He gets to the top of this route. He's like, not going out, settles down, and breaks inside. And again, he makes this reception and gets hit. But his route running here and recognition of the defense is what creates the separation.
I love the top of this route here. Sinks his hips. I wish I had another angle. I know there's an instant replay I should have put on here of this play. Maybe I can get it in on the post-production, but the top of the route here is just sexy. Freezes the DB. Again, you see how he kind of catches that?
Mm-hmm.
His hands under the football. Actually, he's not even looking.
And he goes down pretty easy here, too. That's part of, saying what I'm saying, J-Rack. We're going to have that battle this whole video, I feel like.
First down. We're converting.
So this play, this is I think this DB was just fearing his speed here and thinking he's going to go to the corner pylon because he threatens him vertically and then snaps it off quick, which the other part about speed that's so important is that you have to be able to decelerate
Absolutely.
at a very efficient rate. And he decelerates here and gets himself wide open, doesn't get the target, and then follows his quarterback, which is also smart. And, man, this was a touchdown if you would have looked at him.
Does a great job of getting his chin down to his knees.
I mean, it was a touchdown right at the top of his route. It was a touchdown when he came across the field. That guy's running routes. This one,
What are you laughing about over there?
This is just...
Hey, Felix, wake up, buddy.
Oh, my goodness. If he goes to a team with a good offensive line and he's allowed to run those double moves and they have time to do it,
Woo.
And that right there is just like, I know I'm faster than you, so if you stop your feet at all...
I actually thought that he was just going to run, get an outside release and just run the go route on that one.
This is silly. To be able to decelerate like that, then back to 100 miles per hour.
He's got long strides.
Got the safety.
He eats up a lot of grass with each
What would
step.
he have run in the 40
grass.
tonight?
394. 394.
Seriously, though.
He's a 4-2 guy. Easy. With how the times were today,
yes.
he's a 4-2 guy
100%.
easily. Now, were they real times? Was it a 35-yard, 40-yard time?
I don't know, man. It's like year after year, the times are getting faster, it seems. And, maybe they're just mastering the technique of the combine, these days. And the athletes just continue to get better. I think that all is playing a factor. Ooh.
I had an inappropriate in my comments for this one. I call this one route porn. It's just, how he releases off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
He's got the guy just all turned around. He sells the in route, which got the corner and the safety.
Yeah.
He just creates space.
Bryce Young doesn't have pressure. He's probably hitting them. It'd have been nice if they had an option on this route. Take it over the middle.
Right. But he sold it too to get in selling a route too. Isn't the defender doesn't have to take steps towards it. The defender just has to delay in his decision making in his mind, and that creates separation too.
Yeah. Damn, Nick, how many damn plays you put in here?
You're seeing some of his route versatility. He's running all kinds of different routes.
So this is a negative one. This is my last one, and all I want to look at is the beginning of this route.
Okay.
He doesn't threaten him outside at all, and because of that, I think he didn't create enough separation. Now I don't know that it was the best football, but in terms of the guy is already kind of inside shade on him. He needs to threaten outside to at least get him to open up his hips, and then it's way more separation inside. So I want to add one negative.
Should have hit him with that same release from the last play. This one right here.
Exactly. Yep.
I know, Felix, you have a similar cut up. I think it's your first one, actually. Spoiler.
Yeah. I pulled out a few negatives for him.
All right.
That's you, J-Wack, isn't it?
Yeah. So I had Florida and LSU. The way we do these is we each are assigned 2 games. We try to get the all 22 cut-ups if we can, and then bring in the plays that we feel best represent the player. So we have them up top here.
Let me just add, this Florida game was one of Alabama's worst offensive outputs the entire season. Jameson Williams had 6 for 64. Khair Elam, who I think is number 5 here down at the bottom, is a potential first-round cornerback. So tougher matchup for Jameson Williams, tougher matchup for that offense overall.
Yeah, and honestly, there was only a couple cuts that I pulled in from this game. There wasn't much happening. I mean, even the catches he had, they weren't anything really worth discussing or pointing out. This first play just demonstrates, again, the type of weapon he can be in an offense. I mean, he doesn't catch the ball here, but he draws the pass interference. In the NFL, that's on the 10-yard line going in. So just having that threat is huge. It changes the game. And this is what...
But that's really a touchdown if Bryce Young doesn't underthrow him by 5 yards.
Yeah, exactly. Just going to say, like, Nick, again, like, same deal in your cut is he, like, stems outside, freezes that safety, and then it's go time.
It's just advanced route running, which you'd love to see.
I was just going to say we all pulled out plays where, like, he's affecting the offense overall. Like, he's having an impact. He's helping other players get open. He's taking 2 defenders with him deep, even if he doesn't get the ball.
Where you guys think he gets drafted? I mean, early first, mid first, late first. Obviously, ACL injury. But
if just think about if he didn't tear that ACL and he went to the combine with what these Jews, Jameson Williams might have legitimately broken the combine record, the 4.22 record. I mean, I think that was within the realm of possibility. If he does that, he's a top 10 pick. I mean, the Raiders aren't going to let him. He's not going to get past the Raiders. So
I think that's it was a very real possibility. Now with the injury, obviously, I think he drops a little bit. I think he's still not going to make it past 20. I hope the Browns take him as a Browns fan because we need receivers.
I do not hope that he goes to the Browns, to be honest with you. Like, I need him to go with the quarterback who's actually going to utilize his ability.
Yeah, I feel you, man.
Like, I'm sorry.
I feel you.
And I'm sorry.
Hey,
and Case Keenum Keenum is not going to be able to utilize his ability. So.
Not even going to say Baker.
Man. How about if, somehow he lands with my team? You guys be pumped about that?
If Ryan Day was the head coach, I'd be like, yeah, I'd be all for that. But I just don't know what that offense is going to look like.
I mean, they got Darnell Mooney.
Fields and Mooney and him. That would be fun.
I want Jameson Williams to go to a dome team. I want him to go to a dome team, or I don't know where his speed can be on display all the time.
No, you don't want that. Come on, guard. Hey, you want to protect that knee with some grass.
And you know what? When I said what I said, I'm thinking, like, do I actually want that? I just want him to play indoors on a fast track, but not get injured. But not get injured.
I don't think anybody wants him to get injured.
All right, you're talking arena football, right? I mean, dome for sure, turf.
All right, so we got another smart heads up play here. Finds his own. Finds a soft spot. I mean, again, you see him coming out here. He's reading the defense. Where's he going to sit down?
That was hands there.
Yeah. And catches it away from his body.
Mesh play right here.
Yeah.
Love mesh.
Nice little run after the catch. I think, Bryce Young's platform to throw is kind of off. So his throw is off here. But Jameson shows his ability to adjust, come back against his body's momentum, make a catch, and turn it into extra yards like he always does. Show it again here. One note I had is he needs to work on his ball security a little bit. He always kind of carries it out. Next play. Got wide receiver screen down the bottom. And I had to throw this one in because it just shows off a different ability that we haven't seen yet in these cuts. And that's, to make some lateral jukes, make people miss, sink his hips, and make a play after the catch. And it's something we just haven't seen yet in the film.
I did just realize he doesn't do a lot of dancing. He's getting upfield after he gets that ball. Now, he might get tackled right away, if somebody's on him, but he gets upfield quick. He gets upfield quick.
I mean, that's
And I think part of that too is you want to think of like body structure. We talked about that. Like when you get those long legs and short torso, it's going to be harder to be good laterally. So you might as well just do what you're
Super
good at.
fluid long striders. He got me want to do Pilates or something because that boy is can run.
yeah, he's a gazelle. So again, he's doing what he does best.
At one time,
And that's beating you over the top all day.
Free release from the slot.
Yep. Again,
Like-
time after time. It's a wrap.
I got some of those too
It is a
on
juice.
my clips.
You do. Yeah.
I mean, like what are you thinking?
See ya. I mean, it's fun to watch.
Yeah, this is like playing rookie mode in
No
Madden
shit,
cheat
right?
code. Like just send him deep.
All right, last play for me here. Got speed out.
Ooh.
God, he gets upfield so quick, too. I just love the way he runs this route. I mean, it's just, again, fluid, sinks his hips. Just super quick. You can't defend that, especially when you have to respect his speed. And then he's able to get upfield for an extra 5 to 6 yards.
Again, decisive after the reception too, which is good. No dancing. We talked about that's a good throw by Bryce Young too. That's far hash to the sideline.
Yeah. Mr. Shot.
You can run everything. It's on me.
It's on you, bro.
Yeah, this first
Let's
one.
run it.
When you have the speed that you had, you can go ahead and run it, J-Wack, and I'll just talk through it. When you have the speed that you have, I just want to see you put it, striking fear into defensive backs' hearts every single time you run. He doesn't really do that here. Like you see the corner guy has inside leverage, and he doesn't really attack that inside leverage. He doesn't really threaten them. And it might be because the ball's not coming his way. But, I think at every route that you run as a wide receiver could potentially set up the next route that you run, almost like a boxer. You jab, jab, and then hook. And so, threaten this corner. He never threatened this corner here. This corner was never scared of him running by him. And that should never be the case with Jameson Williams. Not never.
Got the next one here. Up top again.
That's what he does when he's not even getting the ball. Taking the top off the defense. Look how Mechie's at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah. How open he is.
Yeah, look how open he is because of
J-Mo.
Jameson Williams. Because of Jameson Williams. So that's what he can do for an offense. It might even make your running game better. But that's cover 3, and he's taking both the corner and the safety. I mean, if he throws to John Mechie, it's a freaking touchdown. It's a freaking touchdown. Look how much space there is over there. There's nobody within 15 yards of 8. And it's because of the space that Jameson Williams creates. You got to respect him.
I mean, even the other vertical is open too. If you want to look at it that way, I know the corner falls off, but if he angles it where the safety left, I mean, that could have been a touchdown there too.
Nick, you said something earlier about deceleration, and in my notes is I just have his ability to change speed, whether it be throttled down or be deceptive with his play speed to create something else, and I think that this is what we got here. What do we have? Leave the cornerback off balance.
Yeah. See him, he's able to, like you just said, go from 100 to 0.
This is the difference between that first play and what I want him to do. That first play, I didn't, he didn't attack, and here he does.
another thing with JMO, it's like he's not your typical like speed guy because of his build. Like he's 6'1.5". He's a bigger receiver. He's 6'1.5", 180 pounds, and he's got long arms too. So like, it's not just his like speed and athleticism; it's his build that also adds to his prospect profile.
J-Wack, go back to that play for me if you could. So, he's coming off the line playing possum for about 4 yards, and then you see him turn on the speed, and he gets that corner. That corner's like, oh, I got to turn on mine, and then he shuts it down. I mean, what's that? When the ball is thrown, he might have 4 yards worth of separation right there in the SEC.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good.
And the part I wanted to point out too is, and we talked about, where you want to threaten a corner there. So that's when he doesn't want the corner to expand out wide to beat him inside. You know what I mean? He wants to show the speed, but he wants him to take him. And then, because he wants to catch it and maybe spin back outside. You know what I mean? So that's a part too of like, hey, where do I want him to be? And I want him to almost take it. You know what I mean? Like I want him to think, like Felix was talking about with boxing, I want him to see this punch coming so he's not going to see the next one coming.
Got him up top.
Get a block, though, J-Mo. Get a block. Nick, this play is similar to one of your full extension plays. That ball gets on him fast, and he's able to catch the ball outside of his frame.
It's like the exact same.
Nice.
Yeah. Also gets the cornerback to turn his hips again. I mean, it's just a hitch.
Yeah,
it's just a hitch.
route.
But
how about the middle of that route? He throws up a little. What is that? A little skip?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? A little.
step.
And then he's
really
he's
creative.
playing with him.
He's nice, man. I have him as my wide receiver 1 right now. Nick, I've been telling you. Yeah, was like 3 months ago. I was like, dude, J-Mo's my wide receiver 1 right now. And that's why I was trying to trade for Felix, but it was too late.
Come on, man. Come on.
Felix like, yeah, I've been on that for like 3 years now, man. That's typical Felix, though.
It's tough to argue.
MrCampus2Canton.com
over there.
Got to find some of these guys, even if they're buried on depth charts. This is just Jameson. This is Nick. This is what you had on all your clips. Just Jameson Williams eating up grass with free releases from the slot. This might even be the same play. This might even be the same play that we had on another clip. just eating up grass. Ends up on going from the right hash to the left hash. You got to chase him across the field. You can't do it.
I was about to say, like, why do they have this backer on him? And then the safety comes out of nowhere. Like, he must have been lined up. I don't have it's 3rd and what? 3rd and 15 here. Maybe that's why he's playing so deep. But
Come on.
he still can't make a play.
Like, you're a defensive coordinator. You see him in the slot, and you're a defensive coordinator. Like, what film are you watching? You got to be prepped for this. Like, this
and
is
he
what
was
you stop.
he was
You know,
underthrown
else,
on this
not
play.
this.
On that play, if he was not underthrown, that's an easy touchdown. It's been a touchdown on the other play. I'm pretty sure that's the same play they ran against Georgia in the SEC championship game. I think it's the same play.
It's a game changer. He's a game changer.
So I noticed in the film, and I didn't include it in the Tennessee tape, but if he gets press coverage sometimes, he's not always as physical as you want him to be or as creative as you would want him to be. And I think that's what we see here. When he's not getting a free release, that cornerback is able to stay with him. And there just really shouldn't be a collegiate corner being able to stay with Jameson Williams. So
and I like his idea to come inside here. But you got to threaten vertically before you come back outside. Because he just has hands on all of them the whole time.
Yeah, he wants to get back outside.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a tough one there.
There's been a
good job
bunch
at that corner.
Yeah, very good job by the corner. There's been a bunch of clips against off coverage, against zone. Here we see how he can win against man, against press man. And it's not just go routes. Not just go routes. Bam, they're able to snap off that comeback.
So, but like right here, wouldn't you want him to threaten more inside off of the release, Felix? Because I don't see anything, so he just lets him take it.
What do you mean you don't see anything?
I don't see him stemming. I don't see any step up to the inside.
You mean like keep it on
right
the
when
numbers
the snap starts.
a little more? Or snap?
Well, I want his first step to be threat inside. He just kind of skips off and then comes outside. The corner is just like,
we don't want him. We don't want. He's okay with him having inside leverage here. Because he's breaking out. This is running the comeback.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's open.
So I think he's open.
No, I agree. He's open. When you talk about varied releases and stuff, I just always like
from college to the NFL.
Either inside then outside or inside, outside, inside.
Yeah, those little things matter.
You know what I mean? That's just a personal preference of mine.
Yeah, just the ability to snap it down like that.
Now this play, I'm sorry, but it's the best. You had a good one, Nick, but this is the best route. This is the best route that I've seen against. It's just stupid. It's just really stupid. You can't give this dude free releases. You just can't give this dude free releases in any coverage. It's just ridiculous.
That guy's got a family, Jameis. Come on,
I don't really know what you're supposed to do there as a cornerback. Yeah. He cut 6 different times before he got to the top of his route, but he's just really creative.
Turns his head a little bit.
I'm gonna look up.
Really sell the inside.
The roster.
Yes, what we're seeing with Jameson Williams is he's not just a speed guy. He is a good route runner. He has a nice release package too.
And he knows that his speed is a threat. And he knows how to use that threat.
Yep. And he understands how to change up his speed to manipulate the defenders. He's able to sink his hips. He's able to make people miss.
I almost gave that clip to you to be
guy.
the last one, J-Wack, because I was like, well, there's not a better route on it.
Yeah.
But there is one more. But it's very creative. We talked about his running after the catch here. I think that this is just a little play action slant flat combo. I think that 100 out of 100 wide receivers make this catch, but the explosion to get the additional 20 yards or whatever after this play, and that's a bad angle by the safety, but he doesn't do it. He does it with his speed and explosion. Gets upfield quickly.
You try to get a little skinny there too. Yep. I like that, trying to get skinny inside of that block. And by the way, Felix, just so you know, I looked him up. Okay, the guy that he beat there was a freshman, Tyreek Chappelle. Which I like the Chappelle show, so I feel bad for him.
Well, he was definitely a joke out there covering Jameson Williams. I can't believe they had a freshman on like the best receiver in the country. But whatever. Do what you do, Jimbo. Do what you do down there, Jimbo. They won that game, by the way. You can't even hate on them. Texas A&M did win that game, so
yeah.
They gave up 300 yards to Zach Calzada. Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's the real. So let's have some real discussion about J-Mo. Not that we already haven't talked about him the whole time here. I mean, conclusion, Felix, give us a little wrap up here. What are your thoughts on him as like a dynasty prospect? Where should people be aiming to take him in their rookie drafts? You know, he is injured. So, like, let's just say 1 QB drafts, take out the quarterbacks. Where does he line up for you or stack up for you in this wide receiver class? Where are you taking him?
I mean, you've got Garrett Wilson feels like he's kind of a very safe prospect. So does Treylon Burks. And Jameson Williams, I would have felt that way about Jameson Williams had he not been injured, but I still feel that way. I don't really care about the injury. I mean, the only real weaknesses I see in his game are physicality at the top of the route. Sometimes he can let a cornerback get his hands on him. That's just, he can get better at that. And then releases against press man. But he is so dangerous in other areas. I mean, I think so you're talking about the wide receiver 3 at worst. And I think I would take him above Isaiah Spiller, who would be my, probably on my RB2. So we're talking about in a 1 QB, 5, somewhere around there, 5, 6.
That's fair. So right now for me, he's my wide receiver 1, just in my grading system, just based on the film. With the injury, Garrett Wilson might sneak up there. He's my wide receiver 2 right now, and then I got Burks at 3. London at 4, and then I got Dotson and Pickens at like 5, like kind of locked in step there. So I don't know. It's gonna be tough for me. I'm gonna wait for the draft to happen to really make that decision. If he lands in Buffalo or KC, that's just like the perfect landing spot for him, and he might shoot up to wide receiver 1 for me, or he might stay at wide receiver 1 for me, and I might take him over Isaiah Spiller, Kenneth Walker, because I do like to take running backs in my rookie drafts. What do you think, Nick?
I mean, I just want to take a step back and just say I think this is just a good story. I think this is one of those things that you like. You like a guy that had some hype that didn't come to fruition and then changed his story. You know what I mean? There's adversity there, and I kind of like that. You see time and again guys that have had some adversity and overcame that. They're going to do well because, okay, he has some more adversity with the ACL. I have less concerns about that because he already overcame, hey, I'm not going to make it as a prospect. You know what I mean? So versus a guy that's always made it, and then it's like, well, what's he do when things aren't great? I mean, I think that's a good part of his story. He has a trump card that a lot of people don't have where he can literally blow up a defense, make a touchdown on any play that not all receivers can do in this class. Despite whatever 40-yard dash times we want to believe they are, this guy's the fastest guy. And we saw a lot of smart route running and diversification from his game, which is exciting to see. It's not just speed, as Felix said. There's a lot of other parts to his game. So he needs to improve a couple of small things, but I think those are things he can improve on to be a complete guy. So I think he's got a really huge upside.
It's a couple of seasons in a row now where we've seen guys who had kind of no track record early on because they were buried on depth charts or they were at JUCO, and they kind of explode late in their careers once they get the opportunity. Jameson Williams is one. Trey Sermon, another Ohio State guy. Ramondre Stevenson, Brandon Ayuk. Those are all guys that either had to transfer or were at JUCO. And have kind of really made a name for themselves. So watch for these guys who enter the transfer portal, who go to another school and then have a good season. Don't discount them because your spreadsheet said that they didn't produce in year 1 and year 2.
Hey, Kevin White.
Kevin White, sure. But you know what? The kids are so
just kidding.
Young
My Bears. It sucks.
They don't even remember Kevin White. They don't even remember Kevin White, Nick.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, I referenced Don Beebe. I referenced Don Beebe to Jared. And
they didn't play Tecmo Bowl. They didn't play Tecmo Bowl.
I need to.
If you haven't yet, go to dynastynerds.com. Check out the film room that we have. We've got a vast all-22 library. We've got about 6 or 7 different all-22 games of JMO. So you guys can go check it out for yourself. We have over 800 videos. Nerd scores, our film scores are going to be coming out soon for Nerd Herd members, so make sure you subscribe. Go to dynastynerds.com. Use promo code FilmNerds. You'll get 15% off any membership level. That's FilmNerds, all one word. Make sure you use that coupon code at dynastynerds.com. Felix, Tell us where they can find you. Tell us about campus2canton.com.
You can find me on Twitter at Sharp Review, Campus to Canton. Follow that handle too. I'm at campus2canton.com, man. C2C leagues. We think it's the future. You want more football? You can't get any more football than Campus to Canton leagues.
Campus Canton is my favorite.
I was trying to trade your boy Garrett Price for Jelani Woods late in the season last year. Couldn't get him, and you see why. You see why? Because he's a 6'7" monster who just ran, put up 24 on the bench, and then ran a 4.61, one of the most athletic tight ends in his class. Saw it coming. Had a monster season last year for Virginia.
Nick, tell the folks where they can find you.
At Nick Whalen at _ Nick Whalen on Twitter. At Nick Whalen's taken, sadly. And I'm just a humble scout now. I used to write stuff. People used to,
We're gonna have to give him Nick's address so people can write you letters or something. That's where we'll just have to.
And if you haven't yet, check out PrizePicks.com. Dynasty Nerds is sponsored by PrizePicks. PrizePicks is a DFS app. They allow you to pick different player props, based on their fantasy points. They even did one on the combine. Put a line for the 40. You could guess your over and under and build out a 4-pick power play where you can win 10 times your money. You could do 5-pick flex plays where you only have to hit on 4 of your picks. It's a real fun way to play DFS. Use promo code NERDS to receive a 100% deposit match up to $100. Promo code NERDS. Download the PrizePicks app.
So they get $100 free doing that? I'm telling you, man, they're just giving away money. People have fun with that.
PrizePicks.
Sign up.
Appreciate you guys. Until next time, we're out of here.